You wanted the best. You've got the best podcast. The hottest podcast in the world. The Chris Voss Show, the preeminent podcast with guests so smart you may experience serious brain bleed. The CEOs, authors, thought leaders, visionaries, and motivators. Get ready. Strap yourself in. Keep your hands, arms, and legs inside the vehicle at all times, because you're about to go on a monster education roller coaster with your brain. Now, here's your host, Chris Voss.
Hello, Chris Voss here from thechrisvossshow.com. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Our latest things that makes official. Welcome to 16 years and 2,500 episodes. Going on another 16 years and another 2,500 episodes. Boy, my back is tired when I say that, but it's for the love of making the world better and improving the quality of everyone's life out there. So be sure to refer the show to your family, friends, and relatives. Go to goodreads.com/Chris Voss, LinkedIn.com/Chris Voss, Chris Voss 1 on the TikTokity, and Facebook.com/Chris Voss. Today, an amazing young lady on the show. We're going to be talking about two of her books. The first one is called It Could Be Worse, out November 17th, 2020 by Genene Stradling. And her other book we're going to be talking as well, Chance for Selenia, out December 11th, 2019. We're going to get into it with her and all the good stuff about her book and some of the wonderful things that are inside of it. So she was raised as a farmer's daughter and became a soldier's wife who lived almost her whole life in Arizona. Taught in schools for 18 years, from a preschool in my home to in her home, I should say, in 8 years to 8 years in the special education department at the high school level, where she got lots of stories that she used in her books. Got a love life experience. Welcome to the show. How are you, Genene?
I'm doing great, Chris. Thank you.
Thank you. Give us any .coms or social media websites maybe you want people to check you out on or get to know you better.
No, I don't have anything like that.
Okay, sounds good. They can order the book off of Amazon or wherever fine books are sold. So give us a 30,000 overview about either one of these books or both of them. I think you want to talk both.
Yes, I do, because they both go together. They're all both about the same girl, Selenia, and my books embody the struggle and the resilience of today's teenagers. I worked with, like you said, in the high school for 8 years in the Learning Strategies department, and working with kids, teenagers mostly, and young adults. And I hear so many stories of how abandonment, feeling so alone, and struggling with life. And my heart just goes out to them. I want to make a difference to some lives. And so I hope by depicting this deepness of their troubles and putting them with a little bit of light, fun things that teenagers deal with, pretty much coming of age and having to forgive, and especially when they're dealing with fractured families and things like that seem to be increasing and happening more and more. And this book is for young adult readers, for parents, and for educators.
Okay, so for educators too, then. So let's kind of lead off with It Could Be Worse. Tell us about, is the character the same in that book as is in the A Chance for Selenia?
Yes.
Okay.
It's just equal. It's actually a sequel to it.
Okay, so it's part 2. Let's lead off then with Chance for Selenia, since that's book 1. Tell us about Selenia. Tell us about this character and what maybe kind of the setting is that she's going through.
Okay. A Chance for Selenia, I start kind of in the middle of the story, where she's been abandoned for several years, and she's in high school trying to find her way. She lives in abject poverty and having to deal with not feeling accepted, which a lot of teenagers, young adults, don't feel accepted, have a hard time with that. And she does, there are some things that happen in her story that are fun. As she tries to become a part and feel included. One of the fun parts that a lot of people talk about is she is in the dance festival and her skirt falls off in the middle of the dance. And so she has to deal with that. And it's just kind of a lighthearted story.
Okay. And so we go through the adventures of her trying to survive, her trying to navigate school, and the pressure is probably there. I mean, kids are vicious to each other in school. It's quite the
Really,
and so they're not imagine something episode like that. This singing, you feel shame. Um, and so she's got to survive this. And of course, is she navigating uh, the foster program, childhood program, or what's going on with her there?
well, they have, I guess, a foster program, but she was actually left with her stepfather,
Okay.
who doesn't, he's has a hard time dealing with his own problems. And he tries to take care of her because he has that feeling of obligation, but he doesn't know what to do and he doesn't really understand. So she's pretty much left on her own.
Yeah. That's a tough thing because that's a real pivotal point in a woman's. Well, most of youth is a pivotal point for women as they grow and they try and find their way through life. I mean, they're dealing with their bodies and they're dealing with, women aren't nice to each other sometimes. They can be pretty vicious to each other. And so they're probably dealing with, in high school, that whole thing, the mean girls, I think they called them. I would imagine.
Right.
Yeah.
And I hope this is relatable to a lot of people because, yeah, they are going through a lot of the same struggles that I tried to embody in the story.
There you go. So what prompted you to write the books? What was the motivator that said, I need to write a book and I need to try and tell a story to help others?
Well, I loved writing all my life and studied, did some online courses. But working with the teenagers in high school and hearing their stories, I wanted to help them, but there wasn't a whole lot. We are not allowed to do a lot of things. You have to really keep it careful when you're working in a school environment. And so I just wanted to put their story out. And maybe they could relate to it and it would give them hope and encouragement that things like this do happen, but there is hope at the end if they can just hang on and just keep struggling through and just make a difference in their lives. And that was my goal.
There you go. So as we move to the second book that's in the series, It Could Be Worse, what's going on with her in that book?
Well, people after they got the first book, they said, so what happens to Selenia? And that got me to write.
That's good. Everyone wanted to know more.
Yeah. So anyway, I started out at the very beginning when her mother first left her and went through all the times when they went from town to town because her stepfather was just trying to find himself. He was really hurt. And so she was drug along with him and trying to find her way in different schools, in different environments. And it's just, then I embodied the chance for Selenia, where they broke down. And finally, she starts finding they find people that actually help them. And I know excuse me, not everyone believes in God, but in my story, she finds God and she finds love. And it goes together. So I wasn't sure when I first started writing the book how I was going to end it. I needed a climax. I needed something to happen. And so I just started, I thought, okay, I'll just write to where I come to that point. But I felt like Selenia took over. I know she's not a real true person, but I felt like this is what she wanted, and she took over. And I just finished writing the book, and that's what she wanted to happen in her life.
There you go. There you go. So, telling stories is such a great way to kind of narrate maybe issues that we see in the world. And by seeing them through, I think, a third person, seeing someone else go through that, it can kind of help us get outside of ourselves and provide a mirror to, oh, yeah, that's what I'm going through too. And oh, okay, I can see in this story that she has resources or ways that she finds to better her situation. I can utilize that blueprint. We call them blueprints on the show of different ways people use to survive tragedy or cathartic times or challenges. And knowing that we're not alone can give a lot of hope. Knowing that there's somebody else maybe who struggled through something like that, and we can find a blueprint or a roadmap to also survive. And it also tells, and the hope from the story, of course, gives people, hey, it can get better. You just gotta maybe hang in there, tough it out, or maybe find some more better resources. And that's the beauty of stories like yours, I think. What do you think about that?
Well, this is true, and in the story, she keeps finding people that are really worse off than she is, and she realizes that there's a lot of stuff going on in the world and in people's lives, and she really doesn't have it as bad as some other people, and that's what I hope, that sometimes some people that are going through bad things can see this and say, my life really wasn't that bad. I'm not as bad off as she is, but I have hard things. If she can hang in there and forgive and find happiness and hope, then maybe I can too. Actually,
Yes. Yeah.
I have made just a little scene that I would like to show you. This just a
Sure.
part from the story, if I can include that.
Sure. Do you
Okay.
do you want to read that?
It's a video, a little that I've made, so I'm just going to
Okay.
put it on.
Okay.
I'm going to share this.
I think I may have to hit a button to put it on show. There we go. I see that. I'm going to add that to the stage.
Merry Christmas, Megs. You don't look as good as you used to. I guess it has been 4 years since Mama gave you to me. No. No, my sky. I'm sorry, Megs. Oh, Meg. You're the only one I have to talk to. You're not even real. Oh, Mama. If only you were here. Probably wouldn't have made any difference to me anyway. Mom didn't love me. She wouldn't have left me. Nobody loves me. Not even you, Megs. You're not real. Not even Tom.
Wow. That's powerful. That's moving. It's tough. I mean, it's a cold, hard world, and man, if you don't have some parents that love you and can engage you and be, uh, provide love, and kids grow off of that. So it's really important. What do you think that scene? What makes that scene so important?
Well, it to me, it's one of the emotional parts of the story, that
Mhm.
it's so emotional. It's Christmas, and she
Oh,
has
wow.
nothing and nobody, and that's a hard way to live.
Yeah, it is.
And that's kind of what this story basically comes down to, is trying to deal with that type of life.
Yeah. The so now you've turned this into a screenplay. Tell us about that.
Well, like I said, I combined them. I started when she finds the note that her mother has left her, and how they going from starts in a small town in Louisiana. They go to Arkansas, then they end up going to Oklahoma. They go down to Texas, and she has to find her way in all these schools pretty much on her own. And they live out of their car a lot. They're homeless, and sometimes they have to ask for help. And which I know that there's a lot of homeless now. I see a lot of it in the news,
Mm-hmm.
and they decide that he wants to go to California,
Mm-hmm.
and they break down in a small town in Arizona in Holbrook, and that's where people start, where things happen that actually come into their lives, and it feels so good for things to start going right instead of dealing with problems over and over and over again, which we do in our lives a lot, and I know this, but that's what happens. And then, like I said, the people that find her are very Christian and take care of her and help her find that God is there, God is listening, and the reason she is there is so that she can help her. And she does, like I said, you gotta have romance in a story somewhere, especially a
Oh
teenager.
yeah, that's
And
part of hope in finding the good
exactly,
ending.
good ending. And it's maybe not a happily ever after, but it is a good ending. And
Uh-huh.
to me, that's what makes a story good. Is if it ends good, I'll put up with anything else if it has a good ending.
There you
But
go. There you go. So, bada bing, bada boom. Yeah, there you go. Now with the screenplay, are you hoping someone in Hollywood picks it up? Did you write the screenplay yourself?
exactly, I did, and I know it's not perfect, but I'm hoping that there is someone that can see the possibility, see my hope, see my desire to make a difference, and can understand and can take it, because yes, I wrote it myself, and can do something with it and make a production that will make a difference in people's lives and be able to help people to have hope and to find some peace and happiness in their lives.
There you go. Peace and happiness is always good. All right.
Exactly. Always good.
There you go. Very good. So there you go. So now, what else would you want people to know about the books? And is there any future books? Is there book 3 maybe in the works anywhere?
Well, like I said, I've loved writing, so yeah, I have about 5 or 6 other books that I've written. But um, when I first started trying to publish books, they didn't have all these um, self-publishing uh, companies and not so many scam publishers. And so most of them want a lot of money. I've spent over $15,000 in trying to have them
Wow.
published and promoted. And
Hmm.
I just don't really have the money to keep doing that.
Yeah.
So I'm just hoping that there's someone that will see this podcast and be able to um, um, have a desire to take it and make it into a video that will be available to people. It seems like nowadays people don't read books as much as they used to. videos are kind of the main way you
Mhm.
can reach out and help other people and touch their lives.
Yeah, most definitely. Most definitely. Yeah, but we have a lot of people that still write and read books on the show. I think there's a segment of people that still really enjoy that sort of thing. So, yeah, there you go. Anything more we want to cover? Well, we have you on the show to talk about the books.
Um, Maybe just because I talk to people and they say, when I tell them I've had some books published, they say, "Oh, I've always wanted to have publish a book or something like this." I've really done it. And I always tell them, if you have a desire to and you love writing, then you need to promote yourself. You need to develop your writing and do it. But
Hmm.
you got to have patience because there's a lot of people out there that are writing books. And so you have a lot of competition. If you develop your writing and you polish it and you do the best you can, you need to try to. I had written a lot of books and tried to publish them way back years ago before they had all this self-publishing,
Hmm.
and I never, I never got any uh, bites. No one ever bought my stories, so I put them in a tote in the bottom of the closet, and they stood there for about 20, 25 years.
Oh, wow.
And, then I heard an advertisement on the radio said, "Have you written a book and would like to get it published?" And I felt like he was talking to me.
Yeah.
And I published a couple of books. And
Hmm.
that's what I need. I would like people that want
Yeah.
to write the stories that they should. But
And you
you
finally got
gotta,
around to it.
yeah, you get around to it.
There you go. There
But
you go. Well, that's good. It's a good, worthy effort, and you're making the world a better place. And hopefully, we can get these in the hands of young people that can help, or like you said, I think administrators could maybe give the books or share them with their classes and stuff.
I hope so. That'd
There
be
you go.
awesome.
So as we go out, give people your final pitch out to order up your books and all that good stuff.
Um, okay, like I said, like you said, they're available on Amazon
Mhm.
and Barnes and Noble. Um, and if someone needs to contact me,
Mhm.
I have an email, justjanine@gmail.com.
There you go. People can contact you there. Thank you very much, Gene, for coming on and sharing your stories and your books and your works and what you're trying to do. And hopefully we can get that taken to the big screen.
I hope so too. Thank you,
There you
Chris.
go. Thank you. And thanks, Monis, for tuning in. Order up her books wherever fine books are sold. It's called Chance for Selenia. And also, It Could Be Worse. And if you're interested in producing a screenplay, there's one available for you. And it sounds like an amazing story. Guys, invite your family, friends, and relatives to the show. Go to goodreads.com/Chris Voss, LinkedIn.com/Chris Voss, Chris Voss1 on the TikTokity, and all those crazy places on the internet. Be good to each other. Stay safe. We'll see you guys next time. And that should